again. So yeah, man. So to the Stars Academy, the guys they assembled is dropping some shit. So Luis Elizondo, he put it down. He was a keynote speaker at the event, and he went in on ATIP, what exactly ATIP is and what it stands for, their mission statement, their focus, the things they did, and man, it was real exciting to see. I'll make sure I put a link down in the description below so you guys can click on it and watch it for yourselves and just check out it and check on some of the things he said. And what he said that ATIP stood for Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. All right, they found by the DOD to look into UFOs, specifically the phenomena. That's it, not no bullshit. He says specifically, and he says it's stern.
No, we weren't looking at balloons. No, we weren't looking at drones. We weren't looking at aircraft. This is real.
Straight up with no chaser. This is real. This is the phenomenon exists. It's real. Luis Elizondo, he was within the government. He was within the program. It's real. It's real. And he lets you know exactly that they focused on the current phenomenon. They weren't looking back into, old cases and seeing what it was. They were looking into the current phenomenon, and they focused on the military, the way the phenomena interacted with the military. They were focused on currently observed phenomena, and their focus was on the military. Not so much as that they didn't care what was happening to people, but they were relying on their trained observers and what they seen and what they did. So they were specifically relying on the military and focused on the way the phenomena interacted with the military. So one of their mission statements, one of the things that they did was investigate the legitimacy of the currently observed phenomena to make sure that it was real, that they were witnessing something serious, that what their guys were saying, that they're highly trained observers. He kept making it, letting it be known these guys were trained to be able to spot from shadows, whether it's a MiG or a B-52, what kind of plane it is. So they spend lots of money investigating to these guys as observers, and what they reported back, they had to investigate, and they had he had it set up real nice. A lot of things that they were interested in, things that they had witnessed in the phenomenon, things that they had investigated. One was instantaneous acceleration, hypersonic velocity, low observability, and positive lift levitation. These are some of the things that they had to investigate, that they witnessed with the phenomena, things they seen with these UFOs. And man, to have him sitting there saying that, this was some real big shit. If Donald Trump ever get in front of you and tell you, hey, it's real, this is what's going on, that'd be cool as hell. But I don't think it's going to ever happen that way. It's going to happen like this, with guys like this saying stuff. You can see his letter from where he retired. He retired from the program. He wrote his letter. His letter is public. He's not fake. He's not lying. He's putting it out there. He's straight up. He's straight up. But he goes into saying that this is how dope it was. He laid a lot of shit out there. But he said, specifically in 2009, specific elements in the DOD resist the effort based on philosophical differences. The fact that the phenomenon is real is not denied. Is not denied. See, specific people in the DOD, they had a problem with the phenomena because their theology, what religion they were, not sure of it. I don't want to speculate or whatever, but their religion didn't allow, for this stuff to be real, even though it was happening. And when this stuff does happen, their religion tells them that is this or that is that. And he didn't want to go too much into it, but he was saying specifically in 2009 that no matter what happened, what they found, they didn't deny the fact that the phenomenon was real, just that they had arguments based on the philosophical differences. And this is not the only time this has came up. A lot of the UFO investigators have been putting it out there that people within the UFO and within the government, a lot of them are religious. And things like this don't exist to them. If they do, it's demons, it's this, it's that. So when they're hit with the evidence, they automatically go to their religious belief, and this is what it is. When it's not being explained right now, we should back up and see exactly what it is, but it's hard to get somebody out of their way of thinking. And the way he put it was, just as sure as you guys believe in the phenomena, they believe in their theology, whatever their religion is. So in 2009, they had a real problem with that, so, because, if you went your whole life, that's probably one of the reasons the Catholic Church came out with the omission that, hey, a belief in aliens can coincide with a belief in Catholicism. They're our space brothers, because you have to make the people feel comfortable with this stuff. You don't want to just change and hit them over the head with something, and change their belief. And only time will tell. And then another thing he put up there, he had in 2015 and 2017, AATIP makes several key observations relevant to the phenomenon. Key observations. They seen some shit, and I would love to know if we're going to find out eventually if they keep doing it the way it's going and the way shit is flowing right now. It's feeling real good. This was a real good talk. You have to watch it and really pay attention to what he's saying. Well, not really pay attention because he lays it out there so nice. But in 2015 through 2015 to 2017, they made several key observations that was relevant to the phenomenon. There is a phenomenon. There are UFOs. It exists. Now, he went on to say that it's not their job to see who's behind the wheel or where they're from. He says, our focus was on what it is and how does it work. Smarter people would figure out who's behind the wheel and where are they from. They're just focused on the phenomenon was what is it and how does it work. And smarter people will come in there and figure out who's behind the wheel and where are they from. Man, he lays it out there real nice, but he goes on to say that the access, to these programs and to the information, the access list remains limited and very restrictive, further limiting the information flow to the key leaders in the department, despite key meetings and briefings, like the guys who was boots on the ground, who was observing this stuff, was coming back reporting it, and when they get to the top wasn't reporting to who they needed to. It would die right there, whether it was because of their religious beliefs or whether because they felt that it had other implications. Whatever it was, the information would die with them, or just, it wouldn't go nowhere. And I believe that's one of the reasons why he retired. That's why, because he had to get this out. But yeah, and I like what he says about how, smarter people will figure out who they're from, who's behind the wheel and where they from, and he's just, I can't wait till we figure out what all they seen, what all the phenomena's about. I can't wait to see what all of it is. It's real exciting. Some dope shit is ahead of us. The world around us is changing slowly but surely. If you look in the right places, it's been changing for years. People been writing books, been coming out, but it seemed like he's leaving a paper trail to let you know exactly who he is. Here's my resignation letter from this place. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing, and I'm putting it out there, and we're going to make our findings public to the Stars Media and everybody else. Here it goes, and this is what I used to do. And man, just real dope. And he also goes on to say that he reiterates, we're not talking about balloons here. This is not no bullshit. It's not balloons. It's not drones. It's not aircraft. Get that out their head, because the first thing I want to go to, I always think it's military, it's nuclear recon vehicles from other governments. I always want to think that, but when I was watching him say this the other day, it was like, okay, it's something. It's something. Maybe he can't say that part. I would love for him to come out and just say, hey, listen, more than just what he did. He already came out and says, look, it's not balloons. It is not drones. It is not aircraft. So he says, look at the studies that's been done. Look at the list of academic studies that was ordered by the DOD on the things we go with these contracts and stuff. I don't know if you've seen the last video I put out, but I try to list some of the name of the things in the contracts. I'll make sure I put some more of them out there. But yeah, some of the things that they were studying, the list goes on and on with the names of the professors and what they were studying in hyperspace, this and that, and cognitive control of multiple vehicles, metamaterials, had the people's name who were studying the effects on humans, and just all kind of studies. He's letting you know, if these were balloons and drones, we would not be asking academia to study these things right here. This is what we specifically asked for, and he's putting it out there. He says also, what you guys know is fact for decades. People that's been following the phenomenon, people that's been within the UFO community, believe in certain people. What you take serious for decades, people are only starting to find out that it has some validity to it by reading the New York Times article. They never took none of this serious until they started reading the New York Times article. Then they started. But for some of us who's been out there for reading stuff for years and taking it serious, He says you have to give them time to catch up. They're just now starting to catch up to it. They're just now starting to get into it and take it serious. Because the New York Times is like gospel to them. You know, if New York Times said it, well, damn, we better follow and see what's going on. So they're just now catching up to it. And man, it was real dope. But the way he ends it is, I'm confident next year that we'll have a better understanding of what it is we're seeing. He's confident in that. Next year is going to be, you know, they're going to continue to do their work. They're going to continue to drop bombshells. We'll have a better understanding of what it is, what this phenomenon is, what they're witnessing. And man, Luis Elizondo put it down. Put it down. I really enjoyed watching that. It's like, I don't know who else is going to speak out. If John Podesta ever comes out and speak out or whatever, if people ask the question to certain ones, you know, about briefings and stuff, it's just, man. You know, it's here. It's in front of us. There is a phenomenon. The government investigated it. Like he says, this is what your millions of dollars have been spent on. He even said at one point that they collected so much information on the phenomenon that they had to make other departments and other ways to hide this because they was worried about other governments coming in and finding it, foreign governments, I should say, because there was so much data that they you know, that they had and that they contained on the phenomenon itself. These guys really did their work. He kept giving props to the guys that continue to do the work because the program was still ongoing. So he kept saying, not me, these guys that are still doing it. You know, like I like to bring up the people who we thank for their service. They're out there really doing this shit. They're out there really witnessing it. So, you know, let's take them more serious. And, you know, I don't know who gonna get bigger. Who are we waiting for to come tell us? It's gonna be more shit coming out. You know, September, oh man, Tom DeLonge was dropping that book. I can't wait to see whatever nuggets is in that. Big shit is coming, you know, and these guys are doing it. But yeah, Luis Elizondo, man, you resign, you come out, you tell us everybody what's going on, you speak about it, you dropping truth. And like he said, I will speak on a declassified, you know, I won't speak on classified stuff. And he's not telling you no bullshit. Like he said, it's not my job to figure out. And it's not the government's job to please your curiosity. And it's not his job to figure out where they're from and to tell you. It's on you to write your congressman, to write your government and say, okay, hey, let's get serious. What's going on now? We're hearing about this through this. He said it's on you guys. And he said a lot of stuff is marked FOIA exempt. Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, FOIA exempt. So that way you guys won't know how it started and all this stuff. But man, lots of information. He dropped lots of information on the kind of studies that's going on, the people involved with them, and or not so much the people that's going on, but telling you, refer to that list. That list is real. The people on it, the studies, if we're asking them to study these things, then what are we seeing? What are we witnessing? You know, hypervelocity, all this takeoff stuff, low radar signatures, low observability, whether it be optical with your own eye, you know, invisible shit. They're out there witnessing phenomena and they're reporting it and they're bringing it back to us. And Luis Elizondo put it down, man. It was dope. It was dope. That to me, that was real big. I took a lot from it, you know. And like he says, this time next year we'll have a way better understanding of what we're seeing. And man, he says he's confident but cautiously optimistic. You know, you always got to give it leeway for bullshit. But I just wanted to bring that to you. And again, thank all you guys for subscribing. I appreciate everything. Appreciate the listen, the likes, the follows, the comments, everything. You know, I appreciate that. It really drives me, you guys. So again, Luis Elizondo, I'll put the link in the description. Go ahead and check him out and see what he had to say. And thanks again. Wow, Signal 75. Click like, subscribe, you guys. I'm out.
No, we weren't looking at balloons. No, we weren't looking at drones. We weren't looking at aircraft. This is real.